morning everyone. Today we're going to travel back in time and discuss the coverage and discoveries in Stone Age. So, what is Stone Age? Stone Age, from the word itself, stone. It is an era where the stone is used for the main tool for gathering, hunting, for food and resources. But on the other hand, back in the Stone Age, we also uses materials other than stone, such as woods, bones, and other metals. So when did the Stone Age started? The Stone Age started about 2.6 million years ago, and it was divided into two periods, which is Paleolithic period to Neolithic period. It was called as Mesolithic by John Allen Brown. So from here, we're going to start from Paleolithic age or Paleolithic period. What is Paleolithic period? Paleolithic period is considered as the longest human phase in history. In this era, this is the era where the theory that as humans evolved from ape-like creatures to a Homo sapiens, or basically human. At this time, we're often lived from place to place because we're used to be hunters and gatherers. And as hunters and gatherers, resources are not always available in one place, so we tend to go to a place where there is something to gather or hunt. So let us now proceed in Middle Paleolithic period. This is the period where we are once known as Neanderthals or caveman. At this point, we already know how to use fire, stone tools for hunting, and bones are used to sew and make ourselves some covering for our body. It usually made from animal's fur. So let us now proceed in Upper Paleolithic period. At this point, we are already known as Homo sapiens, or basically humans. In this period of time, we started to develop beliefs such as gods, myths, and many more. We also have developed skills for fishing, painting. We already also know how to make ornaments made out from bones. We also discovered how to use bows for hunting and make pots for preserving our resources. All of this is possible because we have used a tiny sharp-edged stone tool known as microliths. And now we're going to discuss the Neolithic period. This is the time where our ancestors started to develop cultures and rituals. At this point of time, they now have the ability to preserve resources, and they now focuses on agricultural living like farming. That's all. In the next lesson, our group is going to tackle the coverage of Bronze Age.
Good day everyone. Today I'll be making a brief report about Bronze Age, a fascinating period in human history, marked by a significant advancement in technology, trade, networks, and social organization. Spanning around 3000 BCE to 1200 BCE, the Bronze Age witnesses the transition from Neolithic era to the Iron Age. leaving a lasting impact on civilization around the world. Let us delve into the key aspects that define this remarkable era. Technological advancement. The Bronze Age is characterized by the widespread adoption of bronze, an alloy composed of copper and tin, which revolutionized tools, weapons, and various aspects of daily life. The mastery of bronze metallurgy allowed for the creation of more durable and efficient tools such as axe, spears, and plows. This development significantly increased agricultural activities, leading to surpluses and population growth. The use of bronze and also revolutionized warfare with the introduction of bronze swords, helmets, and armor. Urbanization trade. During the Bronze Age, many societies experienced a shift from rural communities to urban centers. The availability of surplus food made possible by improved agriculture led to the growth of specialized labor and emergence of the cities. These urban centers became hubs of trade, facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas across the vast distance. The development of long-distance trade routes such as the Mediterranean and Silk Road enabled the movement of valuable resources including bronze textiles, spices, and precious metals, fostering cultural exchange and economic prosperity. Cultural achievements. The Bronze Age witnesses the remarkable cultural achievements in various regions. In Mesopotamia, the world's first known writing system and cuneiform was developed and enabling the recording and preservation of information. In Egypt, the construction of monumental structures like the Great Pyramids of Giza showcased advanced engineering techniques and the religious and political significance of the pharaohs. Similarly, the Indus Valley civilization in the South Asia displayed the sophisticated urban planning with well-organized cities and intricate drainage system. Social organization. The Bronze Age brought about significant changes in social structures. The rise of urban centers and accumulation of wealth led to the emergence of complex hierarchical system. Elites such as king and nobles exerted political control while the artisan, merchants, and farmers played a crucial role in the society. The development of written records in legal codes provided by framework for governance, societal order, religion also played a central role. With the growth of organized priesthoods and the construction of elaborate temples dedicated to the various deities. Decline and legacy. The Bronze Age came to an end around 1200 BCE, marked by a series of widespread disruption and collapse in various civilizations. Factors as economic instability, climate change, migration, and invasion contribute to the downfall of many Bronze Age societies. However, the advancement made during this era laid the foundation for the subsequent civilization and technological progress. The knowledge of metallurgy, trade networks, and cultural achievements became the legacy that shaped the development of future civilization. The Bronze Age was a period of significant innovation, trade, and societal transformation. The mastery of bronze metallurgy revolutionized tools, weapons, and agriculture, leading to the urbanization and the rise of trade networks. The cultural achievements and social structures developed during this era continue to influence and inspire us to this day. As we reflect on the accomplishments of the Bronze Age, let us appreciate the ingenuity and resilience of our ancestors and recognize the lasting impact they had on human civilization.
Hi, I'm Roderick Mendiola Jr. and I will discuss Scientific Revolution. Scientific Revolution, year 1440 to 1690 AD. Number 1 is Universe Model by Nicholas Copernicus. This describes the Sun as the center of the universe and that the Earth and other planets revolve around it in circles. This also suggests that the distance from the Sun determines the arrangement of planets and stars. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, and stars. So, sa theory ni Nicholas Copernicus na universe model, yung arrangement daw ng mga planet is depending how far or near nito sa Sun. Number 2, Law of Planetary Motion by Johannes Kepler. This states that all planets revolve around the Sun in elliptical, not circular orbits, and that closer planets to the Sun move faster than the others. So kay Johannes Kepler, ang paniniwala niya is ang mga planets is hindi siya nagre-revolve in a circular way, katulad ng mostly na pinapaniwalaan natin. Elliptical daw, which is nagre-revolve yung mga planets sa Sun while moving forward, straight forward, ganun. And that closer planets to the Sun move faster than the others because sa gravitational pull ng Sun. Number 3, Work of Motion by Galileo Galilei. This involves the discovery of the relations among distance, velocity, acceleration, and the law of inertia using new scientific approach as follows. A. Definition of concepts. B. Expression of relations of concepts. C. Giving precise hypotheses. And D. Deduction of consequences from hypothesis. E. Experimentation to test the consequences. Plus 1F. Analysis in terms of abstract and ideal situation. Number 4, Law of Motion by Isaac Newton. First law of motion or law of inertia. It states that an object at rest will remain at rest and a moving object will remain moving with the same speed and direction unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. So if the object is hindi ginagalaw, hindi siya gagalaw. But if you use an inertia, for example, you kick a soccer ball, the soccer ball will move in the same speed and same direction unless madidisrupt siya ng unbalanced force. For example, mabangga, friction ng ground, or gravity. Isaac Newton's second law of motion, sabi dito, it states that acceleration is produced when a force acts on a mass. So, yung acceleration is nakadepende kung gaano karaming force yung ibinigay at saka sa gaano kabigat yung mass. Third law of motion, this law states that for every action, there is an equal and an opposite reaction. So for example, when you throw a ball in a wall, the wall will create an opposite reaction, which is the ball will bounce back at you, to you. Okay. So number 5, Law of Universal Gravitation by Isaac Newton pa rin. This law states that a particle in the universe attracts every other universal particle using a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely to the square of the distance between their centers.
Field Physics. Discoverer Charles Agustin de Coulomb. Contribution: Law on electrostatic interaction and frictional electrostatic instrumentation. Alessandro Volta invented the battery, marking a turning point in the study of electrical sciences. Hans Christian Ørsted idea that electricity generates magnetism. Andre Marie Ampere Ampere's law to tell how electric current produces magnetism. Paul Ehrman made first measurement of Earth's magnetism. Michael Faraday discovered the first evidence that light and electromagnetism are related. James Maxwell unification theory of electricity and magnetism. Heinrich Hertz discovery, detection, and production of radio waves. Wilhelm Röntgen discovery of X-rays. Field Chemistry Discoverer Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. Contribution: First mercury thermometer. Benjamin Franklin distinguished negative and positive charges. Anthony Laurent de Lavoisier made chemistry a science. Performed combustion experiments. Henry Cavendish idea that oxygen combustion produces water. John Dalton introducing the atomic theory into chemistry and for his work of human optics. Joseph John Thomson discovery of electrons. Humphrey Davy, Jacob Berzelius, and others discovery of new elements. Auguste Laurent and Charles Gerhard pioneered organic chemistry. Field Biology Discoverer Robert Hooke. Contribution: Discovery of cell. Anton van Leeuwenhoek observation and discovery of microorganisms. Carolus Linnaeus introduced binomial nomenclature of classifying species. Mary Aining discovered first ichthyosaur fossils. George Cuvier founded comparative anatomy as a science. Robert Brown discovered cell nucleus. Crawford Long use of either in surgical operations. Wilhelm Wundt introduction of experimental psychology. Charles Darwin proposed the theory of biological evolution by natural selection. Louis Pasteur developed the earliest vaccines against fowl cholera and anthrax and rabies. Daniel Hale Williams performed the first open heart surgery. Martinus Baudinring discovered first known virus.
Morning everyone, our lesson for today is 20th century. Physics, Albert Einstein theory of relativity, and Ernest Rutherford discovery of proton. Proton, one of three basic subatomic particles along with neutrons and electrons that make up atoms, that basic building blocks of all matter and chemistry. And Wolfgang Pauli, principle of or arrangement of electrons in atom. And Warmer Heisenberg's matrix version of quantum mechanics, uncertainty Poisson, and Erwin Schrödinger wave version of quantum mechanics, and Paul Dirac relatives quantum mechanics of electrons. James Chadwick discovery of neutrons. Neutrons, neutral subatomic particles that in conjunction with protons make up the nucleus of every atom except ordinary hydrogen, whose nucleus has one of proton and neutron. And Otto Hahn discovery of nuclear fission. And John Bardeen theory to explain superconductivity. And Murray heavy subatomic particles classification quarter concept. And Carl Alexandra Muller, Johannes George Binz discovery of high temperature conductor. Next, astronomy. Edwin Hubble presentation of galaxies as huge aggregation of stars and idea of the expansion of universe. Next, Clyde Tombaugh discovery of Pluto and Carl Glut-Jansky radio wave discovery from space. George Lemaitre publication of the original Big Bang theory. And George Gamow, Ralph Alper, and Robert Herman, the new version of the Big Bang theory. Jocelyn Bummel, discovery of pulsars. And Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, first walk on the moon. Alan Guth, inclination and universe theory. And Fritz Zwicky, detection of possible dark matters evidence. Mihaly Diviset, paper chromatography, and Jaroslav Hershkovsky, polygropy, and Pobius Diveni, discovery of deoxyribose sugar of DNA, and Neil Bartlett, idea that noble gas can make compounds. Hugo de Vries, idea of occurrence of mutation, and James Watson and Francis Crick, DNA structure, and Stanley Gohend and Herbert Boyer, beginning of genetic engineering, and Martin Klein, transferring of functional gene between mice. Alan Wilson and Russell Yugichi, production of the first gene clone from an extinct species, and Ian Wilmut, sheep cloning using somatic nuclear transfer.
Everyone, my name is Ferdinand T. Madrid III, and I'll be reporting to you guys the informational age. Johannes Gutenberg, a blacksmith publisher who introduced movable type printing in Europe, established what we call the Gutenberg era, which is responsible for shaping the nature of society and its underlying institution. The pre-Gutenberg world. In the world before the introduction of printing press, it was possible to distribute the precise, replicable information to a large number of people. Information could be captured in laborious, time-consuming process of hand-produced books, scroll, and tablet, but access to this information was restricted to the small elite group. Transmitted of the knowledge thereafter had relying in purely word of mouth channel in the form of information that was prevalent was therefore the story. This is being the form best adapted to surviving the process of Chinese whisper and the mass communication involved. Institution development was limited and society tended to be dominated by the religion and feudal political system institution. We were well adapted to the use of narrative or heresy as means of propagation or control. the Gutenberg Revolution. This era can be described as the emerge of the Internet and the World Wide Web. This paved that way of the possible uploading and downloading of all form in media instrument such as video, audio, image, and enable people to publish and spread the information. Passing of the information is much faster and easier. The rise of the digital age. Discover computer. Discovered by Charles Babbage. Designed simply for computation, mathematics, all calculation, simple decision making capabilities. Did you know that Doug and Galbart invented the first computer mouse in around 1964, which was made in wood? An average person normally blink 20 times a minimum, but when using computer, he or she blink only 7 times a minute. The Internet. The Internet created by Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn. The first problem encountered in using the Internet was the speed. The discovery of fiber optic allowed the billion bytes of information to be received every minute. Did you know that a good figure of 19% married couple meets in online, making it suitable marriage in bureau? 7 people control the world internet. Next, the World Wide Web, discovered by Sir Tim Berners-Lee in 1990s. It is discovered for commercial purposes. Did you know that though the term are often used for interchangeable, the Internet and the World Wide Web are not same, and many experts peg the start of the Internet to September 2, 1969, when a team of computer scientists in Ookla got 2 computers to send a data to each other through a network for the first time. 20 years later, the World Wide Web made this technology user-friendly and accessible to the public. Okay, next. Electronic email or email. Discovery of email was controversially claimed by V.A. Shiva Ayadura, an Indian-born American scientist and entrepreneur. He started the building system in 1978 when he was 14 years old. And did you know that your email account actually doesn't belong to you? You may be the person who can access it, but here in the mind that the email account doesn't belong to you. In fact, the popular email service email started building the system in 1978 when he was 14 years old. Did you know that your email account actually doesn't belong to you? You may be the one only who can access it, but bear in the mind that the email account doesn't belong to you. In fact, popular email service like Gmail and Yahoo will delete it account and all the associated data if you don't log in at least every few months. The period of inactivity before the account is removed depends on the service. Facebook was launched in February 4, 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg together with his fellow in Harvard College and with the other roommate. The member was first limited to Harvard students, but later students in Boston area and Ivy League College and Stanford University was allowed to get access to the website. And did you know that why blue and not some other color? And the color scheme chose it not randomly, and there is a valid reason behind it. Mark Zuckerberg is colorblinded, to red and green, and therefore blue is the richest color for him. In the interview, he stated that blue is the richest color for me. I can see all of blue. Next, Twitter. Twitter was created by Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, B. Stone, and Evan Williams. It is another network website where people post and interact with message or tweet, which are restricted only for up to 140 character SMS of the internet. And did you know that the cute little birdie blue is not named after Larry Page or Larry King? Turns out that it named for basketball legend Larry King. And Larry Bird, actually, a famous former Boston Celtic forward, and Stone confirmed this fact after Celtic Vice President of Digital Media Peter Stringer asked him about the rumored tidbit and fittingly on Twitter. Ending a tweet with the empty hashtag is called hangtag. Okay, next, YouTube. YouTube is the richest. Actually, it is the largest online destination and the third most visited website. Created by Chad Hurley and Steve Chen in 2005 during Valentine's Day. And did you know that Google was acquired YouTube for $1,600 billion in the October 2006, which was a lot of money at that time, but looked like the pittance now consider the value of the YouTube. Google is Larry Page and Sergey Brin, both PhD students at Stanford University, developed in Google as a research project in 1996 actually. Sorry. It is now in the most used search engine in the World Wide Web. And did you know that Google was originally named of Backrub? Gmail was launched on April Fool's Day. No joke. Okay. And next, Instagram. It was created by Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger in October 2010. A fun photography application that is gaining fame all over the globe. Initially, the Instagram was called Code Name, but the name changed on the Instagram before it was launched. The name Instagram comes from the mashing of Insta, camera, and Telegram actually.